Hey guys, and welcome to GrenX. This is our first episode. We've been preparing to go to the Ozarks and the Ouachita National Forest now for about 6 months, getting our rig outfitted and getting all of our stuff together. It takes about 6 months to get that tent, but yeah, it was worth it. So what we're looking at is the Grand Canyon of Arkansas, as I say. Kind of a big valley, but it is a nice view. From this ledge, you're supposed to be able to see somewhere between 50 and 70 miles, which is pretty good ways out there.
For my lovely lady May. Now I ain't the toughest hickory that your axe has ever felt, but I'm a hickory just as well. I'm a hickory all the same. I came crashing through the forest as you cut my roots away, and I fell a good long ways for my lovely lady May.
So one of the things that we really wanted to see were these waterfalls, which this one is called the Blower Hole, and it does not disappoint.
Do not
That's
fall.
the hole.
That is the hole.
That's the hole, and you can
That's
get
the hole.
underneath it.
Yeah.
We're above the hole.
So we gotta go down.
Hold on, I'll take a picture of it from above. Oh, I hate to go down there.
I can tell you right now, if you're gonna find this thing and you want to Google it, be prepared. Unlike most waterfalls that flow over a cliff, the Glory Hole waterfall has eroded its way through solid rock, allowing the water to flow straight down from above. It's supposed to be really breathtaking after a heavy rain, but we haven't had it for about a week. The trail length is about 2 miles round trip. I'd probably put it as moderate only because we're going downhill to get there, and then we gotta hike all the way back up. The trailhead location is found off Highway 16 near Deer, Arkansas.
There we go. Thank you for this.
A little bit further south, we're down in Lake Ouachita, Ouachita National Park. And here, they've got an amazing trail that goes all the way around, well, partway around the edge of the park through around the lake. But one of the big draws back from the 1900s in this area up here, this is the Three Sisters Spring. Three separate springs that have different mineral qualities. And depending on what your ailments were, you would come and you would sit in one or the other and get cured of this or that. And it was pretty cool. We walked down there. It's water is really cold. That's the old house of the spa as it was.
that it was a resort here
Okay.
back in the 1900s, early like
Down here.
1907 or 1930s. I don't know.
For the healing springs.
Yes, people would stay at the resort, or they would camp or stay in the cabins for months at a time until the water could work its magic.
Now they just get cured off the wild turkey.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna go straight for 6 miles.
Oh, that's not possible. We'd have to turn left here in a minute. This fucking car.
Grenadier chirping. That's a quick drive through of the park just so you can kind of see where some things are. Coming up on the right is going to be the visitor center. They've got some really good campsites. We were up on a bluff. We intended to camp there tonight, but just got to be so windy and the trees were whipping over. Finally decided to pack up and go head to the roadside for the night. Just a real quick walkthrough of the spring itself, just so you can see a little bit about it. And those will be the springs. I wanted to show a couple just regular speeds of going through some of these trails. For the most part, I think you can do a lot of these trails with just a standard two-wheel drive. Only issue I've run into is that a lot of these are one lane at best. So if there's another car coming at you, sometimes you just can't get out of the way, or you travel all the way down. If there's a tree is falling, you got to back all the way back up before you find somewhere to clear the tree. The Union Schoolhouse is located near Mount Levi in Johnsons County, Arkansas. The original building was built sometime in the late 1800s, but was destroyed in a fire. A few years later, sometime around 1928 to 1929, the building you see today, or see here now, was rebuilt. It served as a 1.5 story schoolhouse for the local community. It had a couple different functions. It was a school for a while, then it was a church, then it was a Masonic lodge, then back to a school. Was finally commemorated into the Registry of Historic Places in 2011. Possibly. But I mean, my God, look at this.
Huh?
And cursive. Back when that was still a thing.
Yeah, that was still from my husband's school.
Check out the queue.
Oh. Take a picture with the camera and I will post a picture on Union Schoolhouse Facebook page, period.
Huh? What do we do?
You want me to take your picture?
Yeah.
Charge the batteries.
Battery dead?
Yep.
Okay.
Picture for us.
Picture for us.
Best sandwiches in Arkansas.
Yeah. You're probably not talking about the Ozark Cafe. You're probably not talking about the Ozark Cafe. God, this is great.
But it was just a well, look, here's a little cook.
Hey.
Clean it upstairs.
I think I almost took my head off. How do they fix that? Little kitchen. And a couple flies over there. Huh? Okay. Really, the waiting mode didn't work. Hey, look.
You didn't finish the H.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Well, that was cool. Some history.
Well, time finally to get back on the road, head out. Jesus. What's wrong with you?
You're running home.
How do we get out of here?
That door.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
I'll go back through that river again. One of Brenda's major fears is water crossings. We got stuck. We weigh about 7,400 pounds right now. The river's only about 2 or 3 feet deep. We hit a mud spot in the first bit. Sped this up just so you can see some of the landscape as you go through. This is actually the road to the car wash. I think I mentioned earlier that Brenna hates water crossings. She's lost 2 cars to floods, and even though we've got waiting mode and high clearance, she didn't like it. We're back at our waterfall site. Kind of loosely unpacked. Awning did a great job. Not sure we needed half of what we brought with us. If we do it again, the pack will pull a lot better. Starting with that Yeti down there. That thing is enormous. The little fridge did a much better job. Took up a lot less space.
I want to have some of that whiskey. Can I open it?
This is a cool little spot that we found down next to State Park, Ouachita. You can't really pick it up on the film here, but the water has... Actually, a lot of the water has a very, very strange blue to it. This was a little honey hole that we discovered out in Woolen. We parked next to for a little bit. We backed right up to the creek. Back to the waterfall. This is at Mount Brady State Park in Woolen. This is the hike around the Ouachita State Park. It runs right next to Lake Ouachita. It's about 4 miles. Pretty cool little hike. It's up and down. It was really windy that day. But the rocks, there are crystals, I mean everywhere. Flagstone, granite. I wish that I knew more about geology. It was really cool. this is the path that we start to get to the old camp. These are the flats. There's kids in there. They just really good place to turn around. So you got to be careful. Also, about these long sets. I think that first one, that means they're for the most part, they're pretty easy. Most of them, again, for fun. I'd really like to thank everybody for watching this. This is our first attempt at trying to make something to kind of show the world some of the places that we like to go. I know every time we set out somewhere, we watch as many videos as we can to learn what we can about the area, and I hope this highlights some things that you might want to do. And if you enjoyed it, please give us a like and a subscribe. We really need it starting off, so it doesn't cost you anything, but we sure would appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.